YouTube, Mo's Nose fam, welcome back to the channel. We are continuing in our team mock draft series. Today we are on episode 7 and we are headed to nope, not Oakland. We are headed to Las Vegas. We will be making selections for the Las Vegas Raiders in the 2023 NFL Draft. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into the action. All right, we're going to select the Raiders. Went 7 rounds. Turbo is a little too fast. And we're going to keep the advanced settings at default. Let's enter and start. Now, where do we want to go? We have to see how the board shakes out. So, this is how the board falls. Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Mark Anderson, Anthony Richardson, Jalen Carter, Christian Gonzalez. This seems applicable for how the first round is going to go. This is probably one of the most realistic top sixes you will see. What do we do? Do we go after Will Levis and take him at number 7? Or do we say we sign Jimmy Garoppolo? We may not need to spend the 7th overall pick on our QB of the future. Maybe we wait until next year's draft where there's other guys that we like that are coming out. Maybe we get someone later in this draft that we like. But maybe we don't need to spend the 7th overall pick on QB Will Levis. That's one thought process. The other thought process is no, you get him. Jimmy Garoppolo is just a stopgap. You know, you signed him, you gave him decent money, but it's not top of the quarterback market money. He's not a long-term option. He has injury history. If he does go down, what is our backup plan? As of right now, there seems to be only 2 quarterbacks that are on the roster, and those are Jimmy Garoppolo himself and Chase Garbers. So that's the conundrum you're in. There are a bunch of other needs on this team. Running back is not one of them. Wide receiver isn't one of them. We have Devontae Adams. We have Hunter Renfrow. We brought in Jacoby Myers. We brought in Philip Dorsett. That's fine. We signed Austin Hooper. We have O.J. Howard as well. We've got our tight ends pretty much set. Offensive line, we can definitely look to add depth, add some upgrades. But I think we're okay. I don't think there is maybe you can go Peter Skoronski at 7, but I don't think you go Skoronski at 7. No, because they're looking at Skoronski at possibly being a guard. I would take Paris Johnson Jr. or even Broderick Jones at 7 if I wanted to go tackle. Defense, Chandler Jones is getting a little up there in age. Do you want to get a young pass rusher, come in, have him learn under Jones and Crosby, and then eventually fill that role in? Linebacker we need, but I don't think there's one here at 7. Corner is definitely an option. I think for me, if Christian Gonzalez was on the board at 7, I think I would take him. Devin Witherspoon here, with the injuries that he's had, he was not able to perform at the scouting combine. He was not able to perform at Illinois Pro Day. So he's going to have a separate workout in April that teams are invited to come to. Tyree Wilson is here. This is tough, man. This is tough. But I think you get your QB of the future. If anything you learn from Jimmy Garoppolo's tenure with the 49ers is he's a serviceable quarterback. He's a somewhat above average quarterback in the right system. He does have issues with getting the ball downfield, throwing the ball deep. He does have issues with turnovers, especially if he gets happy feet or starts seeing ghosts. And then the injury history. There's always, one or two, nagging lingering injuries that he gets. He had the broken ankle or high ankle sprain last year that caused him to be out for the rest of the year. And we saw Brock Purdy come in and do amazing things. So with those three things, I think you definitely have to have a backup plan for 2023 and obviously a future plan going forward. If Will Levis is here, I think you have to take him at 7. This could be my 49er bias. I just don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm sorry, I don't. I just don't trust him. Okay, here we got our quarterback. Again, offensive line is in need. I think you can go center Luke Weichler here. There's some other guys, but I think corner is a need also. We know the Raiders love speed, and I think Emmanuel Forbes has that in spades. You need to bring a guy in to compete for some reps at that cornerback spot. So I'm going to go Emmanuel Forbes here at 38 to the Raiders. Raiders have 12 picks. So we're coming up on our pick number 70 in the third round. Here we have 2 picks. So we have pick 70 and then we also have pick 100. Offensive line, let's take a look. That's one of our listed need positions, but oh, wow, he's still here? Oh, Cody Mauch at 70? Yes, sir, I will take that. Yes, sir, give me Cody Mauch at 70. He's still sitting on the board. That's a no-brainer for me. Raiders on the clock at 100. We have a lot of depth. I don't think we need 2 corners. At least not this close together. Hobbs, Faison, Duke Shelley, David Long. Yeah, I don't think we need 2 corners. But Tre'Vius Hodges-Tomlinson is somebody to keep an eye out for. Carl Brooks, edge rusher, but also provides some versatility on the inside, being 6'4", 300. And I think, Bilal Nichols, Neil Farrell, John Jenkins, Matthew Butler. I mean, I think you can use somebody with that position versatility who can give you outside snaps, but also can give you inside snaps and rush the passer from that 3 technique position. I'll go Carl Brooks here at 100. I think that's a good slot to take him. And then we're right back on the clock at 109. We got Josh Jacobs, got Amir Abdullah, Zamir White, Brandon Bolden. I don't think we need a running back. I like McBride. I like Tyjae Spears. Didn't like his combine performance, but I had to go back with more knowledge and getting some insight from a brother of mine who was at the Reese Senior Bowl. Said Tyjae Spears was the best running back on the field. So I definitely trust his opinion. Linebacker is still a need. I think we can still look to update from Robert Spillane and Luke Masterson. Let's see what other backers are here. But I like the kid from Cincinnati, Ivan Pace. I also like Cam Jones, so maybe that's an option later. Henry To'oTo'o isn't a bad option. Let's go Ivan Pace Jr. here at 109. Cam Jones still on the board. We can get continued edge help with Yasir Abdullah. Safety, Marcus Epps, Trayvon Merrick, Isaiah Polamalu. I think I got that right. Let's see. Safeties, I think we're good. We got a corner. Do we want to bring in another one? Do we want to get another linebacker? I think edge is also an option here. We already got our quarterback. Keelan Cole. They brought in a lot of receivers. That's right. They did bring in Cam Sims too. Is somebody going to go? I heard my 49ers picked up the phone and asked about Hunter Renfrow. Is it possible? Maybe. Keitrell Clark, good option. Let's see. 141. I don't know, man. Ronnie Hickman looks like a good pick here. Tucker from Syracuse, but I said we don't need a running back. Let's go Keondre Coburn. I know we got Carl Brooks for versatility inside and out, but Keondre Coburn is strictly inside. Give us depth up front, building through the trenches. Let's go Keondre Coburn here. And then on the clock at 144. Say we're good there. Do we want to get another guard? Maybe Chandler Zavala. Could get another corner in Keitrell Clark. Because me personally, I'm not a fan of Duke Shelley or Nate Hobbs. And not saying that you're going to start two rookies, but at least you bring guys in and see how they battle. Brandon Faison, David Long Jr., Amik Robertson, So maybe you bring in a Keitrell Clark. And I mean, you have the draft picks to be judicial. We're at 144. We still have 174, 204, 214, 220, and 231. I do think that some of these later round picks may be used in trades, moving up and getting guys that you see that you want. I feel like we got our tackle. I think it's not the sexy pick, but I think we can get guard help here. There's Chandler Zavala, but there's also Jackson Kirkland, who I like a little bit better. And I don't think you see that average draft position of 152. I don't think he'll be here at 170. Yeah, there are other linebackers that we can get later. Other corners that we can get later. I'm going to go Jackson Kirkland at 144. All right, 174. Yeah, Chandler Zavala is still here, so that would have been a reach there. Take a look at corner again. Sterling Thomas the 5th, Cameron Brown, Darrell Luter. Again, guys you can get later. I don't think we need another wide receiver. I don't think you draft 2 guards. Maybe. Let's see. I like Ventrell Miller, but I don't want to pull the trigger on him right now. Yeah, I think if it's anybody that I pulled the trigger on, it would be Sterling Thomas right here. Because we got our edge, we got our interior. Yaya's here from Louisville. Jose Ramirez put his name on the map with a great combine. And maybe you swing getting those guys later. Let's go Sterling Thomas at 174. And we should still have 4 picks left. My apologies. 204, 214, 220, and 231. At 204, again, more linebacker help. I love Ventrell Miller from Florida. Solid pick here at 204. At 214, we got a tackle, we got a guard, and now you can get a center. I think you can get a Jake Andrews here at 214. Let's see what else is on the board for us. Some wide receivers, another guard. Are there any guards here? I mean, Forsythe from Oregon is here. That's 240, but Jake Andrews from Troy, solid pick. So again, more depth on that offensive line. You get a tackle, you get a guard, you get a center. You attack all 3 of those positions with depth and competition. Can never go wrong there. Now, I like this. Yes, you got Austin Hooper. Yes, you have O.J. Howard. But O.J. Howard, for all intents and purposes, has been a bust. He's been bouncing around from a few different teams after his stint with the team that drafted him, the Buccaneers. And then after that, you got Jesper Horsted and Cole Fotheringham. I think Will Mallory could at least beat out those 2 for the 3rd tight end on the team, and maybe give O.J. Howard a run for his money, especially from a pass catcher and a better run blocker slightly. So Will Mallory here at 220. Again, competition in that tight end room. And then now 231, which is the last pick. You could go BPA, you go best player available. You got Jimmy Garoppolo. You draft Will Levis. Do you take Aiden O'Connell as well here? Do you draft a 4th quarterback to have him on a roster and have Jimmy and then 2 young guys behind him, the eventual starter in Will Levis and the eventual backup to the starter in Aiden O'Connell? I don't think you do that here. Already got 2 corners, so a 3rd I think would be overkill. Maybe you bring in a Mohamed Ibrahim as a camp back. Maybe you stash him on the practice squad if you like him. Maybe let him battle with Brandon Bolden and Zamir White for that 3rd running back role. Let's see. I mean, there are a ton of wide receivers. Justin Shorter still here. Elijah Higgins from Stanford is still here. Ton of wide receivers, but you got Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Philip Dorsett, Hunter Renfrow if you don't trade him. Like, I don't think there's any room. Jaden Hazelwood again. I don't think there's any room for wide receiver here. So many good prospects still on the board. The undrafted free agent pool is going to be really, really solid if a lot of these guys don't get picked. Jordan Howden, love him. Tariq Jones, love him. John Ojukwu, love him. Brandon Hill, love him. Brenton Strange, love him. Hazelwood, just talked about. Shorter, just talked about. Drake Thomas, linebacker from North Carolina State, love him. Elijah Higgins, just talked about. So a lot of guys. So also keep an eye out for that. You're going through the draft and you're seeing these names come off the board, and you don't see a name that you like get drafted by the Raiders or any other team. Keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for them signing some of these guys as undrafted free agents and them coming into camp and trying to make a name for themselves and make the roster. And if not, maybe they do a well enough job to make the team's practice squad. So with this last pick, I am going to go Mohamed Ibrahim, running back out of Minnesota. Come in, additional legs in that running back room, and maybe some competition for that third or fourth spot. And that is going to wrap up the draft for the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll see what our draft grade is. Okay, back on the right track with an A. So round 1, pick 7, we take quarterback Will Levis out of Kentucky. Round 2, pick 38, we get cornerback Emmanuel Forbes from Mississippi State. Round 3, pick 70, we get tackle Cody Mott from North Dakota State. Also in round 3, pick 100, we take defensive lineman Carl Brooks from Bowling Green. Round 4, 109, we take linebacker Ivan Pace Jr. from Cincinnati. Round 5, 141, we take defensive tackle Keandre Colburn. 3 picks later, we take guard Jackson Kirkland from Washington. And then 30 picks later, also in round 5, we take corner Starling Thomas V from UAB. 206 round 6, pick 204, we take linebacker Ventrell Miller from Florida. 10 picks later at 214, we take center Jake Andrews from Troy. And then in round 7, 220, we take tight end Will Mallory from Florida. And 231, running back Mohamed Ibrahim from Minnesota. Again, 12 picks for this Raiders team. I think it's possible that there's a few different options here. I think the Raiders could possibly trade up in the draft if they want to move from 7 to 4 to ensure that they get the quarterback that they want. There are some other teams that are possibly looking to move up in that first round. One of those teams is the Atlanta Falcons, who pick 8th right after the Raiders. So they may be looking to jump the Raiders and maybe go as high as pick number 3 to ensure they get the quarterback. So with 12 picks and some additional capital from next year, maybe you do see the Raiders move up. Maybe they stand pat at 7. Maybe they stay pat at pick 38, or maybe they package pick 38, 100, and 109 to move back into the first round. Maybe they want to get a higher rated corner. Emmanuel Forbes is an A here at pick 38, but maybe they want to go Devin Witherspoon if he falls, because he has not been able to perform at the combine or his pro day. So maybe he falls and they want to move up back into the first round to get Devin Witherspoon. Maybe there's an edge rusher, or maybe one of the tackles falls. Maybe they like guard Osiris Torrance that I talked about. There's so many different options. So they could move up definitely from 7 to 4 or 7 to 5, or whatever the option is. They can move back into the first round. They could take some of these later picks and continue to move up. So maybe they stay with 12 picks. But it's not in this particular order or these specific picks, because they've done some moving around on the draft board. I could see them staying anywhere between 9 and 12 picks, depending on what picks they use and where they trade up. So the Raiders have the flexibility. They have solid pieces on the roster: Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby, Trayvon Merrick. They have some foundational cornerstone pieces. And now with 12 draft picks in the 2023 NFL draft, they have complete autonomy and flexibility to do what they need to do to make their team better. So Raiders fans, Tap in with me. Let me know in the comment section what you liked about this draft, what you didn't like. Let me know what you would do differently. I love hearing your opinions about what you think your team should do in the 2023 NFL draft. If you are new to Mo's Knows, welcome. So glad to have you. Glad you could be with me and tune in for this mock draft for the Las Vegas Raiders. If you're liking this series, if you're waiting to see your team's mock draft, first of all, smash the thumbs up on this video. Give me a like here, and then hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the Mo's Knows family. Listen, once you're family, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then take another 2 seconds. Hit that bell icon so that you get notified when new content drops right here at Mo's Knows. Love and appreciate you guys, and we will see you in episode 8, where we will be selecting the 2023 draft class for the Atlanta Falcons. See you then.